How rich is Pedro Pascal? Pedro is everyone's favorite protector, from Grogu to Ellie. This is the surprising wealth that resulted from his stardom in Hollywood. This will be inspiring. The pages of Celebrity Net Worth, Deadline, and Hollywood Reporter showed us how he stayed grounded while acting brilliantly, quietly became the people's hero, and gradually turned to be the internet's daddy. Stay with us till the end and learn what the future lies ahead for him. He took the long road to stardom. Born in Santiago, Chile, his parents were young liberal college students who weren't revolutionaries by any stretch of the imagination. However, his mother's first cousin was very involved in the opposition movement against the military regime. A victim of a gunfight, one in which his parents were not involved in, was taken to their home so his father, who was a doctor doing a residency at a local hospital, could tend to the wound. His parents then agreed to hide the victim for a while. They heard the person who brought the victim to their home was then taken into custody and tortured and gave out names including his parents. The militia came looking for his parents, so they had to go into hiding for about 6 months. His parents eventually found a way to physically climb over the wall of the Venezuelan embassy in Santiago and ask for asylum. It worked. They were granted asylum in Denmark before they immigrated to the United States. His parents raised him and his siblings first in Texas and then in Southern California. After studying acting at the Orange County School of the Arts and later at the Tisch School of the Arts of the New York University, he began his acting career in the late 90s to the 2000s. He had guest roles in various television series, including Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Touched by an Angel, in NYPD Blue. He was supposed to have a career in his 30s. He thought being past 29 without a career meant that it was definitely over. In his desperation, he thought of taking up nursing or becoming a theater teacher, anything to escape the crushing cycle of rejection and financial instability. That devastating period of his career, he referred to as his give-up years, followed his mother's sudden death. It was the period when he was working restaurant and bar jobs he couldn't keep and lived in a Brooklyn apartment he couldn't afford. The only bright spot in his life was his rescue pit bull mix Greta, who gave him someone to go home to. However, every time he announced his plans of quitting, his support system refused to let him. His sister Javiera Balmaceda would lend $40 for the weekends. His friend Sarah Paulson shared her per diem money and even let him borrow her car. Friends bought groceries while neighbors helped take care of Greta. Angels surrounded him the whole time, taking care of him well into his 30s. He eventually landed a recurring role as Nathan Landry in The Good Wife in 2009. This is his past. What's in store for him in the future? What we reveal at the end might just surprise you. He made his millions after his breakthrough role in 2014. His breakthrough role came in 2014, playing Oberyn Martell in the 4th season of Game of Thrones. Her performance as the passionate and vengeful Dornish prince was met with praise by both critics and viewers. Numerous publications considered Oberyn as one of the best characters of the show. The cast received a SAG nomination for Outstanding Ensemble Performance. He joined the cast of the popular Netflix drama Narcos in 2015 as DEA agent Javier Peña and gained further recognition for his portrayal. He took the role of both lead actor and narrator when the show's focus shifted from the Medellin cartel to the Cali cartel during its 3rd and final season. He portrayed Jack Daniels, a charismatic and skilled statesman operative, in 2017's Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Collider's Chris Sasagway praised the way the playful side of Jack came so easily to him, turning Jack into a worthy character to stand alongside the Kingsman agents. He was elevated to A-list name recognition with some big roles in projects with high-profile IP, starting with his portrayal of the under-the-helmet title role in the Star Wars series, The Mandalorian, in 2019. The series debuted to critical acclaim and was a huge success for the Disney Plus platform. The role was the first to recognize him for his portrayal of father figures. It was estimated that he was paid between $400,000 and $600,000 per episode for his role. This translates to around $5.4 million for his total earnings from the show by the end of the 1st season. He portrayed the villainous Maxwell Lord in DC Extended Universe's Wonder Woman, 1984 and 2020. While The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw compared his portrayal to Norman Vincent Peale, the positive thinking guru who had a tremendous influence on Presidents Nixon and Trump, both the New York Times and the BBC thought he was a miscast for the role. He tackled a comedic role in 2020's The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Widely praised by the critics, a scene where his character looked at a gruff and irritated Nicolas Cage with a grin on his face while driving under the influence of LSD spawned an internet meme and TikTok. He gained another wave of critical and commercial success, starring in the 2023 HBO series The Last of Us, the adaptation of a critically acclaimed video game. His performance of Joel Miller, a hardened survivor in a post-apocalyptic world, tasked to protect a young girl named Ellie, was heralded as the best of his career. He was reportedly paid $600,000 per episode of the series. His characterization of the paternal dynamic in the role and its similarity to his character in The Mandalorian earned him international recognition for portraying adoptive father figures. It was this massive surge in popularity that led him to be dubbed as the Internet Daddy. He lent his voice to Fink, a fox who played a parental role to a goose named Brightbill, in 2024's animated feature, The Wild Robot. The feature was a huge commercial success, grossing $333 million worldwide. His turn as one of the leads in 2025's romantic comedy, Materialists, has just been released. The plot revolves around Lucy, a successful matchmaker, played by Dakota Johnson, who finds herself entangled in a toxic love triangle with her ex-boyfriend, played by Chris Evans, and his wealthy businessman character. While the performances were praised, the movie garnered a mixed, although generally positive reception. While some critics praised the film for its cleverness and cultural commentary, others criticized it for its pacing issues, losing momentum in its second half, and its underdeveloped subplot. He has an estimated net worth said to be around $10 million, a figure that reflects both his long-standing dedication to his craft and his newfound A-list status. He certainly worked hard to end up on the list of Hollywood A-listers, but what does he have in mind to keep his status that way? Don't desert us to find out. He entered into several endorsement deals that add to his growing fortune. He started an endorsement deal with Apple in 2025, starring in a cinematic Apple AirPods commercial directed by Spike Jonze, titled Someday. The ad was a 5.5-minute film starring him as a character experiencing a heartbreak. The story follows the character as he navigates his emotions after a breakup. The world initially feels bleak and muted, reflecting his emotional state. His activation of the active noise cancellation feature on the AirPods 4 causes a dramatic shift. His environment becomes vibrant, colorful, and full of music, symbolizing the character's emotional upliftment. The ad is a highlight of Apple's storytelling approach, merging technology with human emotion. He became the brand ambassador for Corona Extra in 2024, bringing his chill vibes to MullenLow's new campaign, leaning into the brand's Latin roots while refreshing its La Vida Más Fina to extend beyond the beach. The 30-second advertising spot titled One Man's Journey illustrated the La Vida Más Fina concept as a state of mind, not a specific environment, where drinkers must learn to let go of their stress and make an active choice of embracing the fine life. The spot shows him ordering a Corona at a bar, after which he embarks on a journey that is part fantastical and part slapstick. The spot is an embodiment of the idea of letting go and finding joy anywhere. He appeared in a series of 3-minute commercials for the mobile game Merge Mansion in 2023. He played the role of Detective Tim Rockford, investigating the mysteries of Grandma's house. Filmed in Lisbon, the narrative-driven ads used his mysterious and charming presence to enhance the game's family secret storyline. His participation involved his introduction of his dragon, PJ, in a jet hangar. The campaign has been praised for its storyline and high production value. He participated in a brand endorsement campaign for Dragonflight, the 9th expansion of the popular online game, World of Warcraft. He appeared in short, humorous skits alongside David Harbour and Lana Condor, showcasing the new dragon riding system. The campaign used a mix of live action and CGI to highlight the actor's personal dragons and give fans an immersive experience. He became the global brand ambassador for Chilean wine brand Casillero del Diablo in 2021. He was chosen to be the face of the brand's Wine Legend campaign, playing a mysterious character linked to the wine's legend, which turned out to be the devil himself residing in the cellar. The campaign features him in various television, video, and social media advertisements. One notable video for the campaign has him playing a character known as the world's greatest thief, who wouldn't dare steal even one bottle of wine from the devil's cellar. The video campaign has been recognized for its creativity, winning as Top Wine Campaign of the Year of the Grocer magazine in 2020. The ongoing campaign came out with a recent summer ad featuring him promoting Casillero del Diablo's Reserva Especial Sauvignon Blanc. He started as an ambassador for the Solo family of fragrances of the Spanish luxury brand Loewe in 2017, when he became the new face of their fragrance campaign, Solo. He likewise fronted the campaign for the Loewe Solo Mercurio fragrance in 2020. As brand ambassador, he also endorsed their clothing line in photo shoots. Pedro has become a highly sought-after brand ambassador, aligning with several major brands reflecting his personality, heritage, and broad appeal. Becoming an ambassador for a brand can only add to one's net worth. Are more brand endorsements on the horizon for him? Continue on watching to find out. He is currently living in Los Angeles. He resides in a striking apartment that is neatly tucked within a meticulously maintained 1940s-era building in Los Angeles. Carefully preserved, the historic residence is a mirror of the poised character of the actor who calls it home. It is an ideal residence for someone who values serenity while remaining close to the pulse of the entertainment industry. This proximity to major film and television ensures him of a practical daily commute. Steps away from the Grove, Beverly Center, and iconic streets like Melrose and Robertson, its location offers access to one of the city's most vibrant districts. It's being positioned in a quiet pocket adjacent to Beverly Hills adds to its prestige and convenience. It places him just moments away from many of Los Angeles' cultural and commercial landmarks. Spanning approximately 1,000 square feet, the apartment is noteworthy for its impeccable condition. Known for its Mediterranean elegance and vintage charm, the space reflects both style and practicality. Every element of the space speaks of an understated elegance rooted in classic Los Angeles structure. While an abundance of natural light lends the apartment an airy and tranquil ambiance, high ceilings and original moldings gives it a timeless aesthetic. The natural light pours in through multiple exposures, keeping the home bright and inviting throughout the day. Lending authenticity to its 1940s design are details including original tiles and a pedestal sink in the spacious vintage bathroom. Speaking of the bathroom, it includes both a separate shower and an oversized tub, features which are rarely found in the modern units of today. Pastel green tile work frames the pedestal sink and tub, where geometric accents and a split mirror evoke classic 1940s style. Framed with curved tile edges that lend a retro mid-century look, classic green tiling covers the separate shower stall in a grid layout. Period-specific features, from the woodwork to the light features, are preserved throughout the apartment to maintain a historical integrity. Contributing to a sense of volume and openness are abundant closet space, hardwood floors, and tall ceilings. Its French windows and doors invite cross-ventilation, offering a breeze that oftentimes eliminates the need for air conditioning. Enhancing the charm of the Spanish-style duplex under a clear blue California sky are its shuttered windows, wrought iron balcony, and tidy landscaping. As sunlight filters through narrow wooden windows set against dark wainscoting and polished oak floors, a white fireplace centers the living room. The compact kitchen showcases vintage wooden cabinetry, white appliances, and checker-patterned tile flooring that leads into a stair landing with decorative ironwork. Glossy hardwood floors meet soft white walls in a spacious bedroom lined with built-in drawers, tall closets, and crown molding following the high ceiling. Twin windows cast daylight across another elongated bedroom, where simple wall sconces and muted tones create an aura of softness and tranquility. The combination of style, space, and accessibility makes his apartment an enviable retreat within the heart of Los Angeles. The building being privately managed ensures a well-maintained environment that retains its historic elegance. Pedro's home is a melding of classic architectural integrity with understated modern comfort. It is a beautifully curated haven that honors its past while effortlessly feeling alive in the present. Could additional real estate acquisitions be in the cards for him in the future? Watch on and find out in a matter of minutes. He is fondly referred to as the internet's daddy. His biggest role to date is being Joel Miller in The Last of Us. It is the character that made audiences around the world to completely fall in love with him and his beautiful and vulnerable relationship with Ellie. But it isn't just his on-screen characterization that fans have come to know and love, but also his off-screen behavior as well. It was his father figure-like roles in The Mandalorian and The Last of Us that led to his quickly being nicknamed as the internet's daddy, a moniker that he has not only acknowledged, but also fully embraced. It's a role that he seems to be born to play. It has been impossible to spend more than 10 minutes scrolling on Instagram without coming across him over the past few years. What added to his becoming a firm favorite in the entertainment world is his humorous approach to online discourses and his lighthearted and wholesome approaches to interviews. His now infamous wink has become a staple feature of his red carpet appearances. His blowing kisses to the camera and his swatting bees away from Emma Stone on the red carpet are additional reasons for his becoming the internet's daddy. But the biggest reason why many women feel drawn to him is the perceived safety his personality emits. He is steadfast and unafraid to make his views publicly known in a number of social issues, including trans rights. He consistently uses his social media platform to call out injustices and is a vocal advocate for the trans community. He also regularly brings his transgender sister, Lux Pascal, to red carpets and high-profile events. He recently defended transgender women once again by criticizing J.K. Rowling's support for the April 16, 2025 ruling of the UK Supreme Court, declaring that the legal definition of a woman is based solely on biological sex under Britain's Equality Act. He considered it a heinous loser behavior on J.K.'s part. Following the UK Supreme Court ruling, which excludes trans women, he began sporting a Protect the Dolls t-shirt at some of his promotional events. Designed by London-based American designer Connor Ives, the doll in the cotton t-shirt is a term of endearment for trans women that came from the 80s ballroom culture. Protect the Dolls has become a slogan to call out the increased attacks against trans people around the world. His advocacy has extended to the rights of the Palestinian people, sharing Instagram posts that call for a ceasefire in Gaza. While there are men who spout misogynistic views week in, week out in their podcasts, he continues to epitomize what modern masculinity should look like. It is the combination of his being incredible to watch on screen, hilarious to watch during press interviews, and his being a firm ally to those who may not always get their voices heard that earned him the title of the Internet Daddy. It is no surprise that the internet has claimed him to be their boyfriend, zaddy, or daddy. He has these projects on site meant to secure his future in Hollywood. His emotional depth on screen and his exuberance everywhere else have made him a sex symbol in middle age and skyrocketed him to the top of the wish list of every director. In his entry to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he took up the legendary role of Reed Richards alias Mr. Fantastic, who has really stretchy limbs, in the Fantastic Four First Steps, set for release in July 2025. A departure from previous adaptations, the movie takes place in the alternative dimension of a 1960s-inspired retro-futuristic Earth. The four heroes are to save the world from a planet-eating cosmic being named Galactus. He admitted that his being cast as Mr. Fantastic has given him the most strife, being aware of the disgruntlement around it compared to everything he has done in the past. Among the regular complaints he heard included he's being too old, he's not being right, and he's needing to shave. Another of his movies set for a 2025 release is Eddington, a Western black comedy where his mayoral character is set as an enemy to Joaquin Phoenix's sheriff character, both attempting to take the other down in a deserted town of New Mexico. Set during the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, the movie addresses a lot of the socio-political tensions associated with the period. At the heart of the story is the rivalry between the sheriff and the mayor, and how the rivalry affects the town inhabitants. The dispute reportedly begins with the sheriff's refusal to wear a mask in a grocery store that escalates after his announcement of his candidacy for mayor. Scheduled for a May 2026 release is his return as Reed Richards in the highly anticipated Avengers Doomsday. It is the first installment of 2 Avengers film productions. Also scheduled for a May 2026 release is his highly anticipated and celebrated return as the bounty hunter Din Djarin in The Mandalorian and Grogu. It is the character that made him the icon he is today. The movie is the continuation of the acclaimed Star Wars spin-off series, The Mandalorian. The plot follows the adventures of Din Djarin and Grogu, also affectionately known as Baby Yoda. In development and set for a 2027 release is Avengers Secret Wars, the second installment of 2 Avengers film productions. He will again be returning as Reed Richards for the 6th installment of the Avengers film series. While remaining mum about his dating life, he did share where he stands when it comes to having children someday. He said he's open to being a dad provided he gets to share special moments with his future kids. He dreams of taking his kids to the movies just like the way his parents did with him. Pedro has a number of potential box office giants on his plate for the rest of the year and the next, which could only add to his popularity and net worth. Pedro's star continues to shine, and everybody is excited to find out where it will lead him. For a shot at the lifestyle of another rich and famous celebrity, simply proceed to the next video we have prepared for the pleasure of your company.